Well, howdy there, BookTube. Happy June on the range once again from this here Yankee boy to all of you. Hope you're all reading some good books. I myself just completed the second book for this event, and it was a good one. Wild Bill, The True Story of the American Frontier's First Gunfighter by Tom Clavin. This was a good one. A big surprise, too, because I knew I wanted to read this. Like when heading into June on the range, thinking of what books I was aware of that I knew I wanted to read, this jumped in my mind immediately because Tom Clavin is such a notable writer in the world of westerns. So this definitely popped into my head. I think it was a lot more than I expected. Well, first and foremost, I knew a little about the life of Wild Bill and like some of the highlights of his life. But I never realized just how much his life was tied into the American West itself. Like, backstory of his family. His family, they were immigrants from England. They actually settled in Massachusetts, and then, like a lot of Americans in the early 1800s, they moved out west because the American West was expanding and land was pretty cheap because they wanted people to move out. And the Wild Bill's the Hickok family, they moved out to the west. And like I said, really, the story of Wild Bill is really the story of the American frontier in itself. First, to kick things off, he's right in the middle of the action as the Civil War is starting to take shape. He's like your neighbors, he himself fought for the Union. Then some of his neighbors are going for the Confederacy. So he's right in the middle of that separation. Of course, Wild Bill is celebrated. He's celebrated for his work during the Civil War. He actually did a lot of spy work for the Union Army. He was even imprisoned as a POW, but he managed to escape his own execution. So it was a very celebrated history in the Civil War. Once you get after that, things really start to get brutal and violent in terms of the West and fighting the Indians and whatnot. There's no sugarcoating this stuff too. Like as the United States was expanding west, you have the conflicts with all the Native Americans. Wild Bill was right at the front of that. Helping fight the Indians and expand the territory. You can't sugarcoat his history. I mean, like Wild Bill, he was like there's a lot of killing in his lifetime. And, he was awfully good at it. It's sad to say, but as he also, since we're in the Midwest here, you have to dive into the times too, because like this is all new territory. It's unsettled territory. There's really no infrastructure, no rules. There's a lot of outlaws, a lot of dangerous men, and there was a need for marshals and lawmen. So, you got all these terrible, bad people out in the Midwest. You needed someone like Wild Bill to maintain some order. Like, in a vicious, bad world, you needed the man for the job to maintain some order out there. And good Lord, Wild Bill and his two six-shooters, they were the way to go. Like, that's where the legend sprung up. Like he was a celebrity in his day. Like there were all sorts of little dime novels written about him. Like kind of a thought crossed my mind too. I always say like people don't change. The times may change, the details may change, but people remain the same. Even back then, Wild Bill, he was a celebrity. People wanted to take advantage and make a lot of money off of his name with also all the stories and whatnot. That little thought crossed my mind. Wild Bill, as he got older in age, his reflexes and his shot was kind of diminishing. So he went into show business with another famous name, Buffalo Bill. And Buffalo Bill Cody and his Wild West show, it's amazing how many famous names in the Wild West appear in this story. Wild Bill crossed paths with a lot of people, like even the Jesse James gang at one point. They crossed paths, Calamity Jane. There was a supposed romance between the two of them, even though there's no proof of that. And let's see. Oh yeah, like Chicago Joe. Man, there's a Wild Bill. He crossed paths with a lot of famous events and famous people in the Wild West, and that was honestly one of the most surprising reads about this story. To sum it all up, this was definitely. I'm definitely glad I read this for June on the Range. This is one I'm definitely going to keep on my shelf. Tom Clavin, he's written a couple other famous history books about westerns. I plan on reading them all soon. So yeah. There we go. Wild Bill. Great addition for this month. And we'll wrap it up there, folks. There we go. Highly recommended once again. Now it's time to move on to my third selection. As I mentioned before, The Assassination of Jesse James. I'm loving this so far. I'm really flying through it. Let's see. I look forward to seeing all your videos too, seeing how your reading journey is shaping out this month. I got to start planning too for the Summer of Sport. I believe the first day of summer is June 20th. Like we're right around the corner, and God knows I got plenty of selections of books to share with you for that one. Okay. Happy June on the Range, everyone, and I will see you around.